everyone, what is going on? So we have another showcast, and this trainer, she is using Reshiram in the Ultra League, so it's going to be really exciting to see how Reshiram performs. Now I gotta be honest with you guys, I've done research on Reshiram, but only for the Master League. I never even considered it for the Ultra League. I don't think it's ranked high on PvPoke, so that's why I'm really excited to shoutcast these to see how she does and how she uses it, and honestly, even what moveset it has. I mean, I know the moves it can learn. It can learn Fire Fang, it can learn Dragon Breath, right, Overheat, but we'll have to see. So anyway, she has the Cresselia out. She might be looking to swap on the Flash Cannon, but unfortunately, it looks like a Flash Cannon is coming right now. So the Flash Cannon hits Cresselia. Not bailing just yet. Maybe she's... Okay, now bailing into Swampert, perhaps trying to catch that. Not able to do so. So this is probably going to be a Focus Blast. So it is a Focus Blast. Does a good amount. I guess Cresselia lowered the attack from Moonblast. I didn't see if it did, but I guess it did because that should have done more damage. So an Earthquake is coming out from the Swampert. That will be enough. That will be enough to knock out the Registeel, not Reshiram. That would be exciting to see two players use Reshiram against each other, huh? But who knows? Maybe it is really good. Anyway, in comes the Cresselia going for the Moonblast. So let's see how much damage this does. Swampert protects, maybe afraid of the Grass Knot. I have seen Grass Knot occasionally on Ultra League, Cresselia. Most of them don't run it, I think. But I have seen it, so that's obviously probably what the Swampert was concerned with. So Moonblast is not going to connect. It does shield that as well. And the Swampert looking to land this Hydro Cannon, what I assume to be a Hydro Cannon, but Cresselia will shield it. Going to be that Hydro Cannon. In comes Giratina, so going to switch into Reshiram with the Dragon Breath. So here it is, guys. Reshiram, how awesome is Reshiram? How much do you like it? I love Reshiram and Zekrom. Wow, that Dragon Claw did a lot of damage. I know Reshiram is weak to it, but Reshiram is going to go ahead and use that shield. I guess Reshiram is squishy in the Ultra League. That obviously makes sense. But it's going to go ahead and go for Crunch right now. This is Crunch, isn't it? Yeah, it's Crunch. I thought it had Crunch. Knocking out that Giratina. In comes Swampert. Can it get to another Crunch? It cannot. Okay, so it's going to fall to that Swampert. Keep in mind, Reshiram is neutral to Hydro Cannon. It's not weak to it because it's a Dragon type as well, but it is weak to Earthquake. So this Cresselia will get off Moonblast. So it's going to get off Moonblast, which will connect. But unfortunately, Cresselia cannot outpace that Swampert and is going to go ahead and lose game 1, but that's totally fine. Let's see how she recovers in game 2. If she is able to, we'll see. We will see, but that was really cool seeing Reshiram. We only saw it for a little bit. We'll have to see it again. And so we're going to lead with that Shiny Cresselia into Swampert. So pretty good matchup for Cresselia. Again, okay, so Swampert is going to switch into Giratina. It looks like this Cresselia is staying around because Moonblast is going to be super effective. Although Cresselia is also weak to Shadow Claw. Does this one have Shadow Claw? No, it has Dragon Breath. Okay. It's also weak, though, to Shadow Sneak as well. So Reshiram swaps in, able to catch this Shadow Sneak, so not taking the Dragon Claw, so that's pretty good. Dragon Breath just chunking away, though, at this Giratina. Going to shield this. Dragon Claw most likely would have knocked out that Reshiram, so going to protect itself and then farm down. So has energy, has a Crunch ready to go. Going to use it right now, knowing that the Swampert was most likely to come in, so it doesn't have to go for the Overheat. Yeah, just charging up, trying to get to another one. That Swampert might be trying to farm down, but Reshiram is able to successfully get to another Crunch, which it will be shielded, totally fine. So Swampert will be able to farm down Reshiram, but the opponent is at a shield disadvantage. So in comes Cresselia, so Cresselia is going to be hit by a Hydro Cannon, okay. Able to take that. Swampert switches out into Registeel, so out comes that Swampert. So Swampert definitely going to have a field day against this Registeel. It will take a lot from Focus Blast, as we've seen several times, although that's only a Flash Cannon, so maybe trying to get the shield, but either way the opponent backs out and she's able to pull that one out. So really nice play, really fun using Reshiram. I'm sure it's a lot of fun using it. So who knows, maybe I'll invest in one as well. I already have one for the Master League, I'm just waiting for that to roll around. But anyway, Cresselia comes out versus Giratina, so a matchup we see all too often. We'll have to see how this plays out. It does have a Dragon Breath instead of Shadow Sneak, or instead of Shadow Claw, excuse me. Shadow Sneak is the charge move. So Moonblast will come out, and that will be shielded by Giratina. Giratina going to use a charge attack, most likely that Shadow Sneak, but it will be shielded, so protecting itself. trying to get to another Moonblast, able to get to it. Let's see if we can get the attack debuff. So she gets the attack debuff. That is going to be huge against the Giratina. I think that can kind of flip the match. I don't really know who wins this matchup. I think Cresselia does if it gets the debuff. I mean, maybe it depends on shield. But let's see. I mean, I haven't used Cresselia all too often, to be honest with you, and I never used Giratina. I think I used it a couple of times in the preseason Ultra League, but other than that, not really. So Cresselia switches out into Reshiram. So Reshiram, maybe it caught the Shadow Sneak. Is it going to be Dragon Claw, a Shadow Sneak? Going to be that Dragon Claw. That does a lot of damage. You can see how squishy Reshiram is, because that just does... I mean, I know Reshiram is weak to Dragon Claw because it's a Dragon move, but Dragon Claw is a weak move, so it is squishy, but at the same time, I mean, it's also doing a good amount of damage as well, so... Really cool, really cool. We'll have to see what comes in. Going to be Escavalier. Okay, oh my gosh, goodbye Escavalier. We're actually seeing the overheat. Yes, we're seeing the overheat. And this is a fire type that is actually not weak to a water attack. So it's not weak to Swampert's Hydro Cannon, as I've already mentioned. It's neutral to it. Still takes a good amount of damage from it, but still. So Swampert's coming in. Swampert switching out to catch a charge move. Wow, able to catch a charge move to sacrifice this Cresselia. Even if the opponent undercharged, doesn't matter. So, we'll have to see how this matchup plays out. Going for the Hydro Cannon, would it have been better to go for Earthquake? I don't know, honestly. I don't know. Maybe going for the Earthquake? Yeah, going for the Earthquake now. I think she's going to win this one. That Sacrificial swap probably saved her this game, because all she has to do, unless this is Grass Knot, all she has to do is get to a Hydro Cannon. It's Moonblast. As I said, most Cresselia in the Ultra League are not running Grass Knot. I see it occasionally. Can she get to it? She can. She's actually able to win that. That was a beautiful Sacrificial swap. I'm telling you, that is what won her this game. So that was a beautiful play. I loved it. Great play. Yeah, that's all I could say. Amazing play. So that was, I believe, Game 3. So we're going to jump into Game 4 and see what happens. So, yeah, let's see what happens. And so, again, leading with that shiny Cresselia versus Articuno. Okay. We'll have to see. I mean, I've played this matchup out before with Articuno being on my side of the field. And I think I usually had the shield once with Articuno. But obviously, if Cresselia gets the debuff against Articuno, Cresselia should have this one, getting the debuff, so Cresselia should definitely win this now. Of course, you're also being debuffed, the Cresselia is being debuffed, but it's still doing more damage than Articuno is doing. But we'll have to see. Articuno does get to another charge attack before Cresselia is able to get to the Moonblast. So I see when going to lower the attack again on Cresselia. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Articuno does win. We'll have to see. Maybe it depends on shields. We'll have to find out. So debuffing it again. Another debuff. So, getting to a Moonblast again, Articuno has to shield if it wants a chance of winning this matchup, and it will shield, so it wants to win. No debuff that time. I didn't see a debuff, I don't think. So an icy win coming out from Articuno, not doing much at all. That is guaranteed to lower the attack on Cresselia. Cresselia cannot get to the Moonblast, but again, this is still not going to be enough to knock out Cresselia after those multiple debuffs, right? So, looks like Cresselia is going for... Oh, it's going for Future Sight. Okay, this should be enough. It is enough. Probably just enough. In comes Poliwrath. Cresselia cannot get to another charge attack, but that's totally fine. Do you want to go for Reshiram? I mean, the Ice Punch is going to be neutral. No, you go Swampert. Okay. That was kind of a tricky situation because Crunch and Overheat are both resisted, but Dragon Breath is doing a lot to Poliwrath, or a lot in general to anything. But I guess Swampert is probably the correct play because you can go for Earthquake. If they decide to shield, then you're up 2 shields. They do not shield, and now they get really low. So that works out. So Swampert is going to be shielding. Okay, shielding. And then switching to Reshiram, hoping to farm up some energy. Could be, who knows what it's going to be in the back, as long as it's not a Charm user, obviously, right? Charm would, I guess, counter Reshiram quite nicely. But it's going to be a Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck, okay, going for that overheat. Oh, this is going to be, I don't know, I may have bluffed, but we'll see if she does get it through. She gets it through. So she made the correct play, and she's able to pull that one off with Reshiram. Yes! Oh, man, I love it. Because I love these Unova Dragons. You know, I love Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem. I do. I can't wait for the other 2 to come out. I haven't looked them up much. I think Zekrom is good for the Master League. I haven't really looked them up. I don't even know what moves Kyurem gets, but I'll look them up as they release them. But yeah, I love these Unova Dragons. So next matchup, again, we see the Articuno versus the Cresselia. A relatively common matchup. I mean, Cresselia is ultra common now in the Ultra League. Articuno is pretty common as well. I used it quite a while with a lot of success. I love Articuno. Thanks to King for making that video back in like the preseason, I think. But Articuno shields, no debuff against the Articuno. So Articuno gets off another icy win. So Cresselia not going to win this matchup because Articuno shielded. Plus, it's not getting the debuff with Moonblast. Maybe it will this time. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Does it get the debuff? It does not. So Articuno is definitely going to have this matchup. Should have this matchup. I think another Moonblast is coming towards that Articuno. Probably no shield on the Articuno side. Nope, no shield. So another icy win going to be coming out soon. I feel like the opponent overcharged, so we'll have to see. This is not going to be enough to knock out Cresselia, but then you probably farm down. Yeah, wow, just made it. Okay, cool. So what attack is coming out? Well, obviously it's going to be Icy Wind, so Icy Wind going to be neutral. Could go for the Hurricane. Nope, going for the Icy Wind. That does a lot of damage. Wow. You can see how squishy Reshiram is, right? But Reshiram does farm down, though, even after the debuff. It's also a powerful Pokemon. So going for the Overheat, even though Swampert resists fire attacks, it's still a powerful move, still doing a good amount of damage, and then bailing into her own Swampert. Going for that Hydro Cannon. This should knock out the opposing Swampert. Let's see if the shield comes up. It does. So that Swampert not wanting to go down. She still has 2 shields, so she could shield. She's going to go ahead and shield this Hydro Cannon coming from the opponent. Another Hydro Cannon, going to let this one go through. Okay, could take one, so going to let this attack go through. She can make it. Okay, she can make it. Going to be able to make it to another Hydro Cannon. This will knock out the opposing Swampert. In comes a Registeel, and that opponent's just going to back out. So able to win that game as well. So really well played. Fantastic showing of Reshiram, and really highly skilled as well. Getting a Tepig, not that that matters, but yeah, thank you so much again for submitting the battles. And if you'd like to submit your Go Battle League content, definitely contact me down below in the Google Forms, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.